welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. I'm your host, Joseph von Usenvard. In the last episode, we came here into the Cypher Research Facility, aka the lab, where we actually failed to catch the one Shadow Pokemon that was capable of being caught, and we overheard a conversation being held between Professor Crane, the spy Naps from earlier, and a certain person named Lavrina, who appears to be pretty important. So in this episode, hopefully we'll be seeing more about who Lavrina is, what exactly was she was mentioning, and possibly saving Professor Crane. So, let's go ahead and step forward. Oh geez, what is this? Did you come down here knowing this is Cypher's lab? It doesn't matter now. Since you know that we're here, we're not about to let you go free. So, here we have Cypher Peon Solox, who would like to battle. So he's going to send out a Ralts and a Voltorb. Shouldn't really be that much of a threat to us. I mean, we've got Umbreon to handle the Ralts. I couldn't think what it was there for a moment. And actually, I think Baltoy has a Ground-type move, so that'll take care of the Voltorb too. So while I'm here, I might as well go ahead and tell you guys that, this is actually the first time I've been recording in over a year. The last time I've recorded for this was on March 3rd of 2012. And I'm recording this on, I believe, June 15th, 2013. Yeah, I'm kinda terrible. However, that does mean that I'm more up to date on stuff, so like, last episode I was mentioning how Black and White 2 were the big new things, but now I've got X and Y. Which, I'll admit, I'm pretty psyched for that, and that did not do nearly as much damage as I had hoped. Let's go ahead and... No, I do not want to make a move that makes physical contact on Voltorb. I'll go ahead and explain why. Voltorb has the ability Static, which upon making physical contact, which is not the same thing as a physical move in this game. Like, for example, Bite is still a special move, however it makes physical contact, because it's Bite, you're biting the opponent, that makes physical contact. So just note that just because a move makes physical contact does not mean it's a physical move, or vice versa. So I'm going to go ahead and Bite Bagon, and how about another Mud Slap on Voltorb just to whittle it down. So yeah, X and Y are kind of big deals at the moment. They recently announced that they're making the new Fairy type, which I find kind of odd. Like, I'm not going to criticize it. It actually has the potential to be a pretty good thing, and I like how, like, if the rumors I've heard are correct, it's actually going to give a insane boost to the Poison type, and actually tone down Dragon, so that's going to be quite nice. Really, the only thing I can think of that would be bad about it is that just getting used to the fact that Pokemon now aren't what they used to be, like... Gardevoir is going to be Psychic and Fairy, Jigglypuff is going to be normal and Fairy, or maybe just Fairy in general. Yeah, it's going to be weird getting used to Pokemon being types that they weren't previously, but hey, what are you going to do? Okay, so he's going to send out a Numel, and, like, gasp! This Numel isn't ordinary, it's a Shadow Pokemon! So I'm going to go ahead and go over Numel here. Numel is an interesting Pokemon, I'll give it that. Its primary objective is its special attack, and oh geez, that is reverse mode. Well, either way, going back to Numel, it's mostly attack and special attack. Its special attack is slightly higher, though. So basically, it's good for attacking, but then also, its defenses aren't that bad either. Like, it can take a hit or two. So really its major downfall comes in its speed. This Pokemon is slow as a molasses in January. It really will not... It's very rare this thing is going to outspeed anything, so just be wary of that. However, that being said, I would actually recommend this Pokemon for your use. That did a lot less damage than I thought it would. Okay, so it's going to use Shadow Blitz on us, and... Oh jeez! Oh. That did more than I expected. And I gotta cure the reverse mode. Okay, so gonna go ahead and... I'll go ahead and bite Numel and then call Baltoy. Holy Crap, that was a lot. This might actually be a good time to talk about this. Shadow Pokemon get better in different ways. It's dependent upon nature. Like, for Pokemon of certain natures, just being in battle will do better, whereas for others, calling them will do better. It very much varies upon the Pokemon itself, so be wary of that. Like, Spheal was purified pretty quickly just through battling, whereas, Baltoy here really gets good from being... Oh, jeez, you've got Psybeam. That's going to be useful. But for the time being, how about just Shadow Blitz to do slight little chip damage so that it's getting more down there. And I think it'll be good to catch this thing after this, so woohoo. And also, going over Spinarak, the one that we missed in the last episode, to my knowledge, its main asset is its attack, which is pretty good, but still, it's not the kind of Pokemon I would overall recommend. It's still a lot better than Ladybug, though, so keep that in mind. No, I'm not going to fight here. I'm actually going to go to items, and what do we got? I've got... let's chuck a Pokeball at it. So we're going to use that on Numel, and then also while I'm here, just going to point out, Mareep is in fact on my team now, replacing Sirius. So just make note of that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go to Fight and Shadow Blitz to chip it down a bit more if this Pokeball doesn't get it. So let's go ahead and throw a Snag Ball at this thing. And we have got 1, 2, 3, and we have got the Numel. Woohoo! So, there's that. And we have defeated Cyberpeon Solox. Calm down, please, and then leave quietly. And Numel was sent to PC storage. And again, the Cyberpeon will just disappear. So continuing on this direction, we have to go this way. Okay, there is an elevator here, so I'm going to want to take it. It's really the only way it can go, so... Okay, now in the last episode, I made a big deal out of going the right way. This is for a very good reason. As you can see, there are 2 ways we can go here. We can either go this way, which is the right way, or we can go over here, up this elevator. The reason I say this is because, if we see in here, that is a restore machine and a box over there. Areas like this aren't required. You don't have to go through them, but generally speaking, if you take the path that you're not supposed to, there is going to be some type of reward in doing so. Now, I know there's a battle in here that is guarding the box, I believe. So, since that's not really required, I'll go ahead and cut it out, but I'll go ahead and tell you what he has in general advice for the battle when I do that. So, here's the restore machine, should you need it, and... Yep. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut this battle out and meet you back down at the elevator intersection. Alright, so basically, he didn't have any Shadow Pokemon. What he had was a Machop, a Makuhita, a Feebas, and oh geez, his first one was down in 1 turn, so I can't even remember what it was. I'll flash it up on screen. Either way, the battle wasn't that difficult, just throw attacks at me, it should be good. Either way, we're seeing here that the Shadow Monitor is reacting. Baltoy can now be purified. If you don't mind, I'm actually going to go ahead and leave the facility for a minute and go bring Baltoy to the Relic Shrine so it can be purified. I'll be right back when it's purified, so won't really have lost any ground, just have left momentarily to do that. But first, we have business in this room. Here we find an Ether. Ethers are good items in that Pokemon have PP, which is power points. These are attributes that moves have, and basically when a Pokemon runs out of PP for a certain move, it can no longer use that move. Ethers restore PP to certain moves, like 1 at a time, so they're pretty good to have. And I don't believe this room has anything else of note except for the restore machine, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. And I'll meet you back at the elevator intersection when I am done purifying my Baltoy. See you then. throw it out there, I always found it odd how there's a slight bit of a delay between when the Pokemon is purified and when there's the victory theme, if you will. Either way, Baltoy opened the door to its heart, so it regains the moves. Rock Tomb, not a bad move, lower speed, I'll take it. And Refresh, also not a bad move. So it gets over 1,000 and elevated to level 18, woohoo. And Baltoy gets a ribbon. So, as with every other Pokemon I'm going to be catching in this game, I'm going to give this one a nickname. Name will simply be Dogu. I'll go ahead and leave you guys to ponder what it means. Trust me, it'll make a lot more sense when it evolves, but for the time being, Baltoy is now purified, so I'll go ahead and meet you back at the elevator intersection. See you in a few minutes. Here, and knowing there is that restore machine over there should you need it at any time, you can go back to it at any time. We're going to go ahead and get in a battle here. Huh. Well, if it isn't a tiny little intruder. So here we got Cypher Peon Crink, and I don't believe he has any Shadow Pokemon. This is more or less just a standard battle. So he's going to send out a Snorunt and a Barbroach. Shouldn't be that big of a deal for Sveta and Dogu. Actually, no, I'm probably going to want to take Dogu away for this, because both of those Pokemon are actually super effective against it, so... Holy crap, they're only level 14? Dang, this guy's gonna be easy, hopefully. So I'm gonna go ahead and bite Snorunt, and... You know what, I'll go ahead and throw Mareep out there. It needs the experience, or it needs the purification. Snorunt, so we should be one more bite and we should be good. Okay, Mud Sport, basically what that does is that the power of electric type moves is then lessened after that, so don't go using electric type moves. And actually I'm going to go ahead and bite the Barbroach, because that's kind of a gambit now. Let's go ahead and go with Shadow Blitz. And it is almost down, woohoo! Water Gun, that ain't gonna do much. Yeah, Sveta just completely tanks specially. It just takes damage like nothing else. So we take out the Snorunt, woohoo! And Dogu gets some experience, and since this is the only other Pokemon, this should be incredibly easy. This bite, and bam, this thing is down. Barbroach fainted. Cypher Peon Crink. Nothing cute about you, brat. And I like how they all just cower in fear from me, a 10-year-old kid. Those Cypher Peons, he just disappears. So, we can either go south or we can go north here. And I believe the path we're supposed to go is south, so we're going to want to go north. Because I believe I saw a box in here. There is a box in here. 3 Super Potions, very good thing to find. And I believe that guy's battling, so... However, I don't believe this area is required. Is there anything over here? No, there is not. So this area is not required for anything. However, I'm going to go ahead and battle this guy off-screen later to get the experience, so good to know there's those Super Potions there, and continuing south here, we have another branched path. I'm honestly not sure which direction is the one we're supposed to go. I'll go ahead and say this one is not it. Hello, little boy. Have you lost your way? This isn't the required one, so... Yeah, I'll go ahead and see you guys in a minute if it is. Hold on, I actually have my handy-dandy Prima reference guide right here to jog my memories. So let me just go ahead and reference this real quick. this is, let's see. Okay, so yeah, this isn't the required path. So I'll go ahead and meet you guys in, or I probably already cut, so kind of pointless talking. Alright, so she's gone, and that battle's gonna get cut out regardless, because something terrible happened, and during the course of that battle, I dropped a whopping 357 frames. Yeah. So it's not required anyway. All it nets us is we go over here and we get another ether, good to get. And also, it's going to point out, during that battle, I probably didn't show it on screen due to how badly it was failing, but I went ahead and taught Dogu the move Self-Destruct instead of Refresh. As you can see there, with the power of 200, this move is nothing to play around with. Basically what it does is that it is incredibly powerful. It halves the defense of opposing Pokemon, or all the Pokemon involved, rather. This also hits your ally, so be careful with that. And in the process, it makes the user faint. It's a good, last-ditch effort to have on your walls, so they can go out with a shebang after tanking their good amount of damage. I'll go ahead and look at my time here real quick, and I'd say I've got enough time for a little bit more, given how much I'm going to have to cut out of this. So I'll go over here, and oh geez, we have a couple different directions we can go. I believe this is not required. I'll go ahead and save this for the next episode, actually, or for off-screen. Or actually, no, I'll go ahead and take care of those guys there. I believe you're going to have to battle both of them, so there is that. Although I want to know what's in that chest. Hold on, this actually might be important for the story. Have you heard? XD001's final adjustments are behind schedule at headquarters. If they can get Crane to give up details about his purification study, all XD001's problems should be solved in one fell swoop. I think so too, but he sounds quite obstinate and is tight-lipped about the whole thing. I've heard Laverine's getting incensed over this. What? A kid in the lab? Hold still so we can catch you, kid. So there's going to be a battle with one guy after the other, and neither of them are required, although it is good to get that information about that mysterious XD001. I wonder what that could be. Well, either way, that's a matter for later, so I'll go ahead and cut these battles out since they're not required. And I'll go and see what's in that chest when we're done. In the last episode, when I said that Aurora Beam was aesthetically appealing, that's what I meant. That move was beautiful. Anyway, just gonna go ahead and... Anyway, so after those two battles, I'll pretend I never saw you, scram already. Dude, I just want what's in your box. So, in this box, we found a great ball. This item is great. Basically, while it's not as good as the Ultra Ball that Zangief got us, it's better than a default Pokeball, so use it if you think you don't have a good shot at catching something. Anyway, so that is the elevator to continuing through here. Although, my recording is currently at, I believe, 36 or so minutes. Granted, a lot of that's going to get cut out, but I think that's enough for one episode. So, if I can position this correctly. So, I guess in the next episode, we'll go ahead and continue to go deeper into this Cypher Lab facility. And hopefully, we'll uncover more information about Professor Crane and how we can save him. Until then, arrivederci, amigos.